The day Ronaldo the Phenomenon bagged a hat-trick despite being out of shape and retired was straight up awesome. This went down during a charity match between UNDP and Saint Etienne All-Stars in 2015. The UN team was stacked with legends like Seedorf, Zambrotta, Cafu, and the superstars Zinedine Zidane and Ronaldo Nazário, one of the most feared duos in the world, back when they tore it up together at Real Madrid. It was a sick chance for these legends to show that despite their age, they still had mad skill. The ref kicked off the game and it started with a bang! Right in the first minute, Ronaldo passed to Seedorf, who went for a solo run, weaving through several players but eventually losing control of the ball, which went out of bounds. At the 3-minute mark, UNDP pushed forward with Seedorf orchestrating passes until he dished the ball to Karol Poborski on the left, who quickly whipped in a cross. Trezeguet, in prime position, got the pass and with a first-time shot, blasted the ball into the back of the net. That first goal, a product of slick passing, showed that these football stars could overcome ego and play with killer synergy. Now, it was Ronaldo's time to shine. Around the 5-minute mark, the Brazilian ace started a dope play, linking up with teammates and moving forward to receive the ball in the box. With the ball at his feet, Ronaldo spun around and fired a shot towards goal. However, the ball just missed the post and went out of bounds. Just a few minutes later, Saint Etienne snagged an interception and kicked off a counter that ended with Johan Molo whipping a cross into the center. Alex, perfectly placed, snagged the pass and unleashed a spectacular first-time right-footer, sending a rocket towards the goal, and the ball smashed into the net. That Saint Etienne goal tied the game up again, and the celebration was hilariously epic. Go, player! Before you keep watching, don't forget to smash that subscribe button on the channel. At the 8-minute mark, UNDP went back on the offensive with Ronaldo and Zidane slicing through the defense with quick passes until Ronaldo decided to take the shot with his right foot towards goal. However, the opposing keeper was on point and punched the ball away. Around the 10-minute mark, Seedorf and Zidane pulled off a slick move with some classy passing, earning cheers of Olé from the crowd. However, Seedorf lost the ball before he could finish the play. Then, at 19 minutes, Saint Etienne launched an attack with Moravcik advancing on the left and slipping the ball into the middle for Laurent Battle. With the ball at his feet, Battle's blasted a powerful and precise shot towards goal. The opposing keeper stretched out in a bid to save it, but the precision of the shot into the corner was just unstoppable. This second goal from Saint Etienne flipped the game, putting the team ahead. Now it was Zidane's turn to step up in the game. At the 23-minute mark, UNDP started an offensive push, with Seedorf firing an excellent lead pass to Zidane up front. The French maestro controlled the ball perfectly and took a shot at goal. However, the power was lacking, and the opposing keeper managed an easy save. Go, player! Before you keep watching, don't forget to smash that subscribe button on the channel. Just a few minutes later, UNDP launched another attack with Zidane, dishing out a killer pass to Seedorf in the box, who swiftly crossed it to the middle. Ronaldo, perfectly positioned, got the pass and quickly took a first-time shot. However, the shot lacked precision, and the ball ended up going out of bounds. Ronaldo was bummed about missing that goal and was determined to score the next chance he got. And that's exactly what happened at the 31-minute mark, when UNDP regained possession and kicked off a counter with Seedorf storming down the left and whipping a cross into the area. Trezeguet, well placed in the box, headed the ball down, setting it up for Ronaldo to finish. With the ball coming his way, the Brazilian ace didn't waste the shot and blasted an ultra-precise first-time shot right into the net. Ronaldo's goal tied the game up again, making the match even more intense. That goal seemed to boost the team's morale so much that soon after, Seedorf sped off to intercept an opponent's pass and started a rapid counterattack. Breaking into the box and going one-on-one with the keeper, Seedorf saw the keeper's advance and executed a cheeky lob, skillfully chipping it over him for a spectacular goal. Not only did this goal put UNDP ahead again, but it also showed that these vets still have some serious skill. Right after, Saint Etienne responded with Johan Molo pushing the attack and dribbling past several opponents along the way. Reaching the box, he passed to Moravcik, who unleashed a powerful right-footed shot toward the goal, but it hit the crossbar and nearly scored. At the 38-minute mark, Saint Etienne ramped up their attack with Laurent Battles pushing forward and playing some slick passes until he got the ball back near the box. As he broke through the opposing defense, he faced some tight marking and got knocked down, but the ref decided not to call a foul and let the game play on. Moments later, Saint Etienne launched a rapid counterattack with Johan Molo catching a long pass on the left wing. Driving into the box and coming face-to-face with the keeper, Molo slotted a precise shot into the corner, shaking the net. This third goal from Saint Etienne tied the match up again, ramping up the intensity of the clash. But Ronaldo wasn't about to let that slide without a comeback. Around the 41-minute mark, Zidane received a pass in the box, controlled it with finesse, and dished it it off to Ronaldo in the middle. The Brazilian star chested the ball and immediately blasted a shot toward the goal, which sadly hit the crossbar and nearly went in. However, UNDP kept the ball rolling with Poborski on the right, passing it back to Ronaldo in the center. This time, the Brazilian striker didn't miss his shot and fired another first-time shot, netting his second goal of the game. This goal from UNDP not only put them back in the lead, but also highlighted that Ronaldo, despite being out of shape and retired, still retained his exceptional sense of positioning and finishing prowess. Then, at the end of the first half, at the 44-minute mark, UNDP orchestrated a team attack with a series of passes that dismantled the opposing defense, culminating with Djorkaeff receiving the ball completely free in front of the goal. With the ball coming his way, Djorkaeff simply nudged it into the net, scoring UNDP's 5th goal of the match and securing a 2-goal lead over their rival. Right after, the ref blew the whistle to start the second half, and it kicked off intense. At the 48-minute mark, UNDP launched an attack with Zidane on the left, who passed the ball to Zambrotta, who then fired a powerful shot towards the goal. The shot was strong, but the ball hit the crossbar, coming super close to going in. Next up, Seedorf tried to capitalize on the rebound with a header, but the ball ended up going out of bounds. Now it was Ronaldo's turn to shine again in the game. At the 50-minute mark, Ronaldo and Zidane coordinated an attack, weaving through the opposing defense with a series of passes, culminating in Ronaldo controlling the ball on his chest and launching a spot-on shot towards the goal. The keeper tried to intercept, but the precision of the shot in the corner was undeniable, resulting in a goal. This third goal from Ronaldo in the match served as yet another display that, even though he was quite out of shape, still had the chop to be an effective striker. By the 58th minute, the game began to shift direction when Saint Etienne launched a coordinated attack with a series of passes, initially intercepted by Zambrotta. However, he made a mistake by losing the ball inside the box, and Johan Molo capitalized on this error, passing the ball to Pascal Feinduno, who fired a precise shot into the corner of the goal. This 4th goal from Saint Etienne not only narrowed the opposing team's lead, but also ramped up the competition in the game. At the 64-minute mark, UNDP took a major hit as Ronaldo, who seemed exhausted, was subbed off. Despite being out of shape and retired, Ronaldo left the field to roaring applause, admired by fans for his stellar performance where he netted 3 goals. With his exit, UNDP faced the tough task of keeping up the pace without their star player on the field. This challenge became clear at the 65th minute when Saint Etienne launched a dangerous attack with a cross aimed at the box. Johan Molo, who was in a prime position and unmarked, took advantage of the open goal to powerfully head the ball in, scoring Saint Etienne's 5th goal. This goal reignited the crowd's enthusiasm, sparking belief in a thrilling comeback. Right after Saint Etienne's goal, UNDP looked to bounce back immediately, with Seedorf leading a team attack, exchanging swift passes with Zidane, including a slick backheel pass. The move ended with Agostinho Cocha taking a shot at goal, but unfortunately, his aim was off and the ball flew over the crossbar. Immediately following his previous attempt, Agostinho Cocha took matters into his own hands and decided to go solo. He dribbled past several opponents before unleashing a long-distance shot. The opposing keeper, underestimating the shot, thought it would go out of bounds and chose not to dive. Defying expectation, the accuracy of the shot was exceptional, and the ball ended up nestling into the corner of the net. With this 7th goal, UNDP significantly extended their lead over the opposition. Saint Etienne, refusing to throw in the towel, hit back at the 69-minute mark with a vigorous attack led by Max Gradel, who charged forward, dribbling past several opponents. Breaking into the box, he played a quick 1-2 with Aubameyang, who received the ball in a prime position in front of the goal and slotted it home. This 6th goal reignited the fans' hopes, who cheered wildly, sensing a potential turnaround in the game. Ronaldo's exit seemed to significantly impact UNDP's performance as the players were showing signs of fatigue. Around the 72nd minute, Saint Etienne capitalized on a mistake by the opposition, intercepting a pass near the box and quickly launching a counterattack. Aubameyang received the ball in an excellent position, going one-on-one with the keeper. He tried a chip shot, but Van der Sar, very alert, managed to react in time and deflected the ball out, preventing a goal. Just a few minutes later, Saint Etienne launched another effective attack when Johan Molo advanced down the left, dribbling past a defender and delivering a precise cross into the area. Battles, perfectly positioned, received the pass right in front of the goal and simply nudged the ball into the net. This 7th goal not only tied the game again, but also amped up the crowd's growing anticipation that Saint Etienne might pull off a comeback. At the 83-minute mark, Saint Etienne initiated a fast counter with Johan Molo, sending a lead pass to Aubameyang up front. Entering the box and coming face-to-face with the keeper, Aubameyang fired a shot into the corner, netting another goal. This 8th goal from Saint Etienne turned the score around and put the team ahead. The game was winding down, and the energy of the UNDP players seemed totally drained. In the final minutes of the match, Saint Etienne set up their last attack with Erding driving the ball down the left wing and whipping a cross into the center of the box. Aubameyang, still young and full of zest, positioned himself perfectly to receive the pass and successfully completed the play, scoring another goal. This 9th goal widened Saint Etienne's lead, sealing the team's victory in the match definitively. Despite Ronaldo's team's loss while he was on the field, his team easily dominated the scoreboard thanks largely to his input, scoring 3 goals in the game. This highlighted that even out of shape and retired, Ronaldo still had the ability to be a standout player on any team. The day Ronaldo the Phenomenon shone on the field and snagged the most epic title of his life was just legendary. This went down on June 30th, 2002, during a match between Brazil and Germany in the World Cup final. Germany had a stacked squad with power players like Oliver Kahn, Klose, and Schneider. Meanwhile, Brazil was loaded with stars, boasting big names like Roberto Carlos, Cafu, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, and Ronaldo the Phenomenon, who at the time was considered the top dog of the Brazilian team. The pressure on Ronaldo was massive because apart from battling a bunch of serious knee injuries that had sidelined him for long stretches, he was also carrying the weight of the 1998 World Cup final loss. This match was the perfect shot for the Brazilian star to seal his epic comeback. The ref blew the whistle to start the game, which kicked off with high intensity. Right in the first minute, Ronaldinho started a charge down the left wing, speeding towards the goal. But just as he was about to break into the box, a defender from the other team intercepted and knocked the ball out of play. At the 4-minute mark, Brazil tried to launch another attack when Rivaldo dribbled past an opponent and quickly played a 1-2 with Ronaldo, but the pass got picked off by an opposing defender. By the 7th minute, Germany made a blunder by losing the ball in their own half, and Brazil kicked off a counterattack with Kleberson firing a long shot from outside the box. But he fluffed his line, and the opposing keeper made an easy save, blowing a huge opportunity. As time ticked on, the game stayed fierce, marked by several hard fouls, including one by Klose against Lucio at the 8th minute, which earned the German striker a yellow card. At the 9th minute, it was Germany's turn to press forward, with Schneider on the right trying to whip a cross into the box for Klose. But Brazil's defense intercepted the pass before it could reach his teammate. Around the 14th minute, Germany orchestrated a similar attack, this time from the left side, with Schneider attempting to send a cross to Klose inside the box. However, once again, Brazil's defense was on point, intercepting the pass and clearing the ball away. At the 16th minute, Brazil went back on the offensive with Ronaldo passing the ball to Ronaldinho, who tried to take on the opposing defense. However, he got swarmed by defenders and lost possession. Now was the time for Ronaldo to make his mark on the game again. Right after, Brazil intercepted an opposing pass and tried to launch a counterattack, with Ronaldo receiving a long pass on the left. However, he couldn't control the ball well, and it went out of bounds. At the 18th minute, Brazil set up another attack when Ronaldinho sent a killer pass to Ronaldo the Phenomenon, who found himself one-on-one with the opposing goalkeeper inside the box. But at the moment of the finish, Ronaldo didn't hit the ball well, and it went out of bounds, wasting the biggest chance of the game so far. The start of the game wasn't going well for Ronaldo. By the 28th minute, Germany got back on the offensive, with Schneider sending a stellar pass to Bode inside the box. However, Bode struggled to control the ball, which slipped from his grasp, allowing the Brazilian defender to close in time to intercept the play. On the flip side, Ronaldo the Phenomenon was hungry for the game. Shortly after, the Brazilian number 9 got the ball in midfield and tried to dribble past an opponent. But he was fouled, and from the look of pain, it seemed quite painful. The situation had the fans on edge, given his history of injuries. Despite the initial scare, it turned out to be nothing serious as Ronaldo soon organized another attack, trying to dribble past opponents. The ball was cleared and fell to Ronaldinho, who continued the play by sending a cross back to him inside the area. However, Ronaldo fumbled the control, allowing the opposing goalkeeper to advance and intercept it. At the 33rd minute, a remarkable moment occurred when Rivaldo received the ball from a throw-in, juggled it skillfully, and passed it to Ronaldinho. Shortly after, Brazil attempted another attack with Ronaldo on the left. However, as he tried to control the ball, he was brought down by a sliding tackle from an opponent. Despite the fall, the referee chose not to call the foul. Around the 40th minute, Germany pushed forward with Neuville, challenging the defense and passing the ball to Jeremy, who decided to take a long shot from outside the box. Despite the power of the shot, the accuracy was off, and the ball went way wide of the target. Right after, Brazil created a great chance when Kleberson received an advanced pass, grabbed the ball almost inside the box, and fired a low shot towards the goal. However, the accuracy of the shot was lacking, and the ball passed close to the post, going out of bounds. Near the end of the first half, Brazil created another opportunity when Kleberson took a very well-placed shot from outside the area. However, the ball grazed the crossbar and exploded off, narrowly missing a goal. Meanwhile, Ronaldo the Phenomenon continued to push until the last minute. In stoppage time, Brazil organized another attack, with Roberto Carlos firing a diagonal shot towards the goal. The ball initially hit opposing defenders, but fell to Ronaldo the Phenomenon, who, without hesitation, shot at goal. However, the German goalkeeper made an excellent save, keeping the score unchanged at halftime. Right after, the referee blew the whistle to start the second half, which began even more intense. In the first minute after the restart, Germany won a corner, which was executed with a cross into the area. Jeremy's, well-positioned, dived and headed the ball, but a Brazilian defender, alert, managed to deflect the trajectory of the ball out. At the 46th minute, Ronaldo received the ball on the left wing and advanced into the opposing area, dribbling past the first defender and passing the ball to a teammate who played it back. Kleberson, unmarked, received the pass, and this time unleashed a very poor shot that went far off target, wasting a great chance. At the 48th minute, Germany won a free kick in the attacking half, with Neuville positioning himself for the take. Despite the considerable distance from the goal, the free kick still posed a potential threat to the Brazilian team. With the referee's signal, Neuville executed an extremely powerful and precise shot that almost resulted in a goal, but the ball ended up smashing into the crossbar. A few minutes later, it was Brazil's turn to attack, with Ronaldo receiving a good pass on the left wing and advancing into the area. He tried to dribble past the defense and set up a cross to the middle, but his shot was blocked by opposing defenders at the moment of execution. The corner was taken with a short pass to Roberto Carlos, who immediately sent a cross into the middle of the area. Gilberto Silva, well positioned, leapt to head the ball towards the goal, but the German goalkeeper was alert and made a good save, averting the danger. Right after, Brazil organized another attack when Rivaldo sent an excellent pass to Ronaldo in the box. The Brazilian striker quickly tried to create space to fire a shot at goal, but was blocked by an opposing defender. At the 56th minute, after intercepting an opponent's pass, Germany launched a counterattack with Hamann receiving the ball in midfield and attempting a powerful shot from outside the area. However, the accuracy of the shot was lacking, and the ball ended up going out of bounds. Shortly afterward, Brazil resumed the attack, with Rivaldo receiving a pass and attempting to dribble past an opponent. However, he was stopped by a foul, in which the opponent touched the ball with his hand. This foul, given its distance, posed a significant threat to the Germans, especially since Brazil had excellent free kick taker. After the referee gave the signal, it was Ronaldo who took responsibility, but his shot was blocked by the wall. Up to that point, it seemed that luck wasn't on Ronaldo's side, but he was determined to keep pushing until he succeeded. And that's exactly what happened at the 66th minute when he received a pass in the attack, but ended up losing the ball and falling. However, he didn't let that shake him. He quickly got up, regained possession, and immediately launched another attack, passing the ball to Rivaldo, who, without hesitation, fired a powerful and precise shot towards the goal. The shot was so strong that the goalkeeper managed to make a save, but couldn't hold on to the ball firmly. Ronaldo the Phenomenon, well-positioned and alert to the play, took advantage of the goalkeeper's mistake and pounced on the rebound, sending the ball into the back of the net. At that moment, the stadium erupted in euphoria, with the crowd jumping and celebrating intensely the advantage for the Brazilian team. This goal by the Brazilian star put the team in a much more favorable position to win the much-coveted 5th World Championship. For Ronaldo, that goal held an even more special meaning, representing a true redemption for what he had gone through in the previous years. After conceding that goal, the German team became desperate for an equalizer, taking every opportunity to fire shots from outside the area. The marking on Ronaldo, already intense, began to intensify even more, exemplified by the tackle he endured at the 72nd minute when he was surrounded by 2 opponents. But Ronaldo the Phenomenon was not yet satisfied. He wanted more goals. Around the 78th minute, Brazil orchestrated a strategic attack with Kleberson advancing on the right and sending a pass to the middle of the field. Rivaldo, with a masterful play, feigned receiving the ball to deceive the opposing defenders and let it pass through directly to Ronaldo the Phenomenon. Positioned inside the box, with the ball under control, Ronaldo unleashed a low shot with his right foot, aiming for the corner of the goal. The opposing goalkeeper stretched fully in a desperate attempt to reach the ball, but Ronaldo's shot was so precise that the ball found the back of the net, extending the lead for the Brazilian team. In this moment of euphoria, the substitute players who were on the bench couldn't contain their emotions and ran to embrace Ronaldo the Phenomenon. This second goal by the Brazilian star in the World Cup final not only put Brazil practically with one hand on the trophy, but also served as an answer to all those who doubted his ability to return to play at a high level after a series of challenging injuries. Now Germany needed to attack with full intensity, as seen at the 82nd minute, when Bierhoff received the ball inside the box and unleashed a powerful shot shot at goal, but the Brazilian goalkeeper was alert and made a spectacular save, preventing the goal. At the 85th minute, Brazil nearly extended the lead when Juninho intercepted an opposing pass and initiated a fast counterattack, trying to pass to Rivaldo inside the box. But the pass was too strong, and the opposing goalkeeper advanced to grab the ball. The final minutes of the game were dramatic, but when the referee blew the whistle to end the game, there was an explosion of celebration from the Brazilian team, which had just secured the World Cup for the 5th time. Ronaldo the Phenomenon emerged as the standout player of the World Cup, becoming the top scorer with 8 goals, including the 2 decisive ones in the final. At the end of that year, the Brazilian star received his 2nd Ballon d'Or in recognition of his extraordinary performance. The day Ronaldo Fenomeno bagged a hat-trick in a crucial match was nothing short of legendary. It all went down on the 23rd of April, 2003 in a massive clash between Real Madrid and Manchester United in the second leg of the Champions League quarter-finals. United, playing at home under the legendary Sir Alex Ferguson, had a powerhouse squad featuring stars like Ferdinand, Giggs, Van Nistelrooy, and David Beckham. On the other side, Real Madrid, coached by Del Bosque, was stacked with world-class players, including Roberto Carlos, Figo, Zidane, and of course, Ronaldo Fenomeno. It was a true battle of giants, and the perfect stage for Ronaldo to prove why he was considered the best player in the world. The moment the referee blew the whistle, the game kicked off at full speed. Just 3 minutes in, the first dangerous play happened when Van Nistelrooy received a deep pass down the right and sprinted full speed to reach the ball. With the ball at his feet, United's number 10 pulled off a slick dribble past his marker, stepped into the box, and fired a rocket towards goal. But luckily for Real Madrid, Casillas was alert and palmed the shot away. Around the 9th minute, O'Shea pulled off an unforgettable move, humiliating Figo with a jaw-dropping nutmeg that had the Old Trafford crowd going wild. Up until that moment, Real Madrid was struggling in the game, but then came the turning point. Ronaldo's moment to shine and flip the match on its head. At around the 11th minute, Madrid launched a lightning-fast counterattack with quick, precise passing, ending in a genius play by Michel Salgado, who spotted an opening and played a perfect through ball to Ronaldo. The Brazilian superstar hit the gas, burning past his defender and reaching the ball inside the box. With just the keeper ahead of him, Ronaldo didn't hesitate. He unleashed a thunderous first-time shot straight at goal. The strike was so powerful and accurate that it left United's keeper with no chance as the ball smashed into the back of the net. That opening goal didn't just fire up Real Madrid, it also silenced the Old Trafford crowd, who were left stunned watching their team concede at home. Go, player! Before you keep watching, don't forget to smash that subscribe button on the channel. By the 20th minute, Real Madrid almost doubled their lead when Zidane, in pure maestro fashion, controlled a perfect pass inside the box and set the stage for his teammate. Figo, with a touch of brilliance, took possession and attempted an audacious shot, adding wicked spin to try and chip United's keeper. By the skin of his teeth, the keeper managed to leap and get the faintest touch on the ball, preventing what would have been a masterpiece of a goal. As the game progressed, United tightened their marking on Ronaldo, a clear example being the foul he suffered in the 29th minute. Even though the foul happened far from the box, it still posed a serious threat for United, especially with Roberto Carlos, known for his mind-blowing long-range goals, stepping up for the free kick. When the referee gave the go-ahead, Roberto Carlos unleashed a thunderous shot, but his aim was slightly off and the ball sailed wide. At 35 minutes, it was United's turn to push forward, with Giggs picking up the ball near the box, faking out defenders with a slick dummy, and then unleashing a rocket from outside the area. To the agony of the fans, the ball skimmed past the post and went out, barely missing the equalizer. As the clock hit 42 minutes, United turned up the heat, pulling off a beautiful sequence of crisp, synchronized passes. The play progressed with Solskjaer receiving an early ball down the right, sliding in to send it into the box. Van Nistelrooy, always sharp, was right where he needed to be, intercepting the ball and smashing it into the back of the net. The equalizer sent the packed stadium into a frenzy, reigniting the competitive fire in the game and driving the Manchester United fans wild. Deep into first half stoppage time, United nearly took the lead when Solskjaer drove into the box and fired a powerful strike towards goal. But Real had Casillas, who was alert and managed to parry it away. The rebound, however, landed right at Van Nistelrooy's feet. He quickly swiveled and let off another shot. But once again, Casillas pulled off a brilliant save. As soon as the referee blew for the second half, the game kicked off at an even crazier pace. Just 4 minutes in, Real Madrid won back possession and instantly launched a blistering counterattack, with Zidane driving forward under pressure before laying it off to Figo on the left. left. Inside the box, Figo showed his technical brilliance, weaving past two defenders before attempting a cross, only for it to miss any targets. Determined to strike again, Real Madrid kept up the pressure and quickly orchestrated another attack. This time, Zidane found Roberto Carlos, who wasted no time whipping the ball into the heart of the box. That's when Ronaldo Fenomeno stole the spotlight once again. The Brazilian superstar, using his insane pace and killer instincts, found the perfect position inside the area, receiving the ball completely unmarked. With ice in his veins, he simply slotted it home, bagging his second goal of the match and showing off his lethal finishing ability by making the most of every chance. With this lead and having already won the first leg, Real Madrid had 1 foot in the next round, all thanks to Ronaldo's undeniable brilliance. But their joy didn't last long. United hit back almost immediately with a lightning-fast attack, stringing together a series of quick, precise passes before Veron received the ball on the left side of the box. Without hesitation, Veron fired a low cross into the area, looking for Van Nistelrooy to tap it in. But before the ball could reach his teammate, Real Madrid's defender, Helguera, stuck out his leg to block it, only to deflect it straight into his own net. The shocking and dramatic own goal brought United level again, sending their fans into absolute delirium. Meanwhile, Helguera wore an expression of pure frustration after making such a costly mistake in a high-stakes match. And as if things couldn't get any worse, in the 10th minute, United nearly bagged another goal when Solskjaer received a well-timed pass inside the box and instantly fired a powerful, precise shot towards goal. However, Casillas was locked in and perfectly positioned, pulling off an incredible save for Real Madrid. Less than a minute later, United threatened again as Veron picked up the ball inside the box and unleashed a thunderous strike, only for Casillas to step up once more with another brilliant save. Shortly after, Veron showcased his technical skill again, juggling the ball with ease before pulling off a slick sombrero flick over his opponent. But the true hero of the match was Ronaldo, who stepped onto the pitch with one goal in mind, securing a legendary hat trick. By the 58th minute, that ironclad determination became a stunning reality when the Brazilian phenom expertly controlled the ball in attack and charged fearlessly through the middle of the pitch. Even surrounded by multiple defenders, Ronaldo didn't hesitate. He boldly decided to let it rip from long range with an absolute rocket of a shot. The opposing keeper stretched as far as he could in a desperate attempt to stop it, but the sheer power and precision of Ronaldo's strike were unstoppable, beating the keeper's reflexes and smashing into the net with a roar. That spectacular long-range goal was yet another undeniable testament to Ronaldo's peak form, reinforcing his status as the best player in the world, no question about it. After conceding 3 devastating goals, Ferguson made his move in the 62nd minute, calling David Beckham off the bench, hoping his skill could turn the tide. As the clock approached the 66th minute, United launched another dangerous attack. Van Nistelrooy, clearly inspired by Ronaldo, tried to replicate the Brazilian's magic with a powerful strike from outside the box. However, lacking Ronaldo's elite technique, Van Nistelrooy's shot veered slightly off target, grazing the post before going out for a goal kick. Moments later, Real Madrid's coach made a controversial decision, subbing off Ronaldo to preserve him for the next match. As Ronaldo left the pitch, a wave of applause swept through the stadium, with fans from both sides showing their appreciation for his breathtaking performance. With Ronaldo out of the game, Manchester United saw a glimmer of hope for a comeback, and their fortunes started to shift when around the 70th minute, Van Nistelrooy was brought down just outside the box in a dangerous position. The free kick, awarded from a deadly range, posed a serious threat to Real Madrid, especially with David Beckham, a set-piece master, already lining up to take it. As the referee gave the signal, Beckham struck the ball to perfection, curling it over the wall, smacking the underside of the crossbar, and watching it crash into the net. The shot was so precise that Casillas was left frozen, merely watching as the ball sailed into the goal. That absolute beauty from Beckham brought United back into the game, but despite the momentary equalizer, they still trailed on aggregate. As the clock hit 83 minutes, desperation set in for Real Madrid as Manchester United regained possession and launched a blistering counterattack. Van Nistelrooy, showcasing his elite technical skills, received the ball at the edge of the attack and pulled off a filthy dribble, leaving a defender sprawled on the ground. Facing Casillas one-on-one, he went for the shot, but Casillas, with lightning-fast reflexes, managed to palm it away. Unfortunately for Real, the rebound landed right at the feet of Guerra, who, in a disastrous attempt to clear the danger, ended up misdirecting the ball into his own net. David Beckham, always switched on, reacted instantly and smashed the ball into the back of the net. This second own goal exposed Real Madrid's defensive frailties, a glaring contrast to the brilliance of their attack led by Ronaldo. The goal left Casillas fuming and Hierro completely devastated, his face showing the weight of his costly mistake. As the game neared its conclusion, the tension at the Bernabeu hit its peak when Manchester United won a dangerous free kick just outside the box. Converting this chance would have meant sending the match into extra time, given that Real still held the aggregate advantage. David Beckham, famous for delivering in moments like these, stepped up to take it. With the referee's whistle, he struck the ball ball with pure power, aiming for another moment of heroics. But to the relief of the Real Madrid supporters, Beckham's usually pinpoint accuracy betrayed him, and the ball soared over the cross, flying harmlessly out of play. Moments later, the referee blew the final whistle. Despite losing this match, Real Madrid advanced to the next round with a 6-5 aggregate score, securing their place in the competition. This progression was only possible thanks to Ronaldo's spectacular performance, as he netted all 3 goals for Real Madrid, once again proving why he is one of the greatest footballers of all time.